Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the beautiful landscape of Scotland. Today we're actually starting in the village of Hillside because today is a special edition here on the channel. Today this video is about remembrance, and basically Remembrance Sunday is held in the United Kingdom as a day to commemorate the contribution of British and Commonwealth military and civilian servicemen and women in the two world wars and later conflicts. It is held on the second Sunday in November every year here in Scotland and the United Kingdom. In today's video we are making a point here of going around the countryside that we normally explore the ancient historical wonders in, and we're going to document these war memorials and remember the people that fought and died for the country here at this time of year. And yeah, it's a special thing. As you can see, the sun's shining and we've got blue sky in this area, but the thing is, around Angus and the areas we're away to explore, you'll notice probably each time we go somewhere it'll be different weather, because we've already gone through like rain, wind and stuff like that, but here it's just proper peaceful. But yeah, you can see this was first constructed for the First World War, and the interesting thing with this Hillside Memorial, it's actually got a World War I 3-inch mortar on the top of it, and that's a genuine piece there of military kit that would have been used in the battlefield. And as you know, World War I was quite horrific and brutal, and quite a lot of it was like mortars and artillery and stuff like that, cannons, crazy other artillery. And yeah, this is a cool peaceful little spot. I noticed when I pulled up in the car it said Korea on this side, and that's obviously another war. Oh, I can see World War II there as well, this side. Yeah, and one person on here from the Korean War. Yeah, that is interesting. As we'll see with other memorials on this adventure, folks, like, it was just added to over the years as the different conflicts unfolded. You can see all the names. So many people at that time. Wow folks, it is mad. And also we're wearing the poppy here. That's the symbol, obviously, to commemorate and remember these people. And the money is raised from selling the poppies for the veterans. And that's why it's a worthy cause for getting a poppy at this time of year. Not only to remember, but also to support the veterans who serve in modern day conflicts and stuff. Who served in modern day conflicts. Anyway folks, head on to the next one. Let's go. The action-packed adventure goes on, folks, and we're way ahead to the second memorial here. Alright folks, welcome to location number 2 here, and now you can see how the weather's transitioning. You can see the sunny side of the landscape over here that we were just at when we were at like Hillside and stuff, and now look over this way, there's more of the grey hazy sky. And this is the second memorial we've actually stopped at now, and this is the one here in the parish of Menmuir, and it's kind of just at the bottom of this hill in the lands of Balnamoon Estate, which lies over here. Oh, my poppy! My poppy's in the car, folks. I took it off my top because I thought I would have my coat on for the next scene, folks, but here we are. I've actually visited this memorial on like one occasion before, but it is cool in this video just to stop here as we're passing. Look at this, the old road sign, and this is how some of the road signs used to be in Scotland. Proper cast iron, folks. Look at that, it's a proper British built piece of cast iron right there. Nowadays, this is a modern road sign, folks, check it out. Shows you the difference of the construction techniques over the years. That one there is probably like early days, maybe like 1940s or whatever. Check it out, here we are, folks. Menmuir War Memorial here. And let's just record the names. Look at all the people from this parish here. It's so many names from a small area in Scotland. Britain actually put these up, obviously, in each parish to remember the individual people that sadly lost their lives in the war. And I think all countries haven't got such an individual amount of these. So it is cool to see that localised history on these from the war. From the Great War. And then there's World War II around this side. Here we are, folks, look. Obviously, we record quite a lot of like the World War II history that's located in these areas, not only built from people like the RAF, but also from the Home Guard and other people that were kind of key components in the defence back at the time of the war. Wow, folks, this is incredible. Not only do we remember the British history in the war, though, folks, but obviously we've also recorded some of the like American wartime locations, even into the Cold War and things like that on this channel. And it is cool to remember also our allies that lost their lives in the war, the American servicemen and women that fought alongside the British Armed Forces at that time. And they were obviously key in World War II as well to strengthen the forces against the Germans, but also another key country in World War II, Russia. And they actually fought alongside, like Britain gave them a lot of aeroplanes and trained their pilots and stuff how to fly them. So that some of these airfields in Angus and stuff actually had Russian servicemen and women at them as well in World War II. And that often goes like forgotten. The Russians were actually a key component though in the defeat of Germany in the war. Right folks, that's been the Menmuir area parish memorial, and we're about to head on now to the next location on this video. And yeah, I'm just hoping the rain's not on. We're about to head further west here into the lands, and let's see where we end up. So here we are folks in the beautiful autumn landscape of Cortachy, and for this one it's a wee bit cooler, so I've put on the jacket and I've remembered the poppy. And here we are, away to look at the Cortachy War Memorial, and it stands at the crossroads at the edge of the village here of Cortachy. We have had some cool adventures up this glen over the years. That's why it's cool to come to these local places and see the names of the men and women that fell in the war. At the last location I mentioned a few allies of Great Britain in the war, but also we need to remember along the lines of that Poland. Some of the Polish soldiers were some of the best around at that time, and they fought alongside the British troops. And even the Polish Air Force, they used to fly RAF planes, and they were known to be some of the best pilots that flew. Another thing we've visited on the channel, it was actually bunkers built by Poland at Ferryden, coastal gun bunkers defending the harbour of Montrose and Ferryden. And they were some massive constructions, and on them it says to Poland and to victory. And that's why I thought it's a special thing to mention, obviously, the allies of Great Britain at these times. Obviously it changes over the years, global conflicts. So here we are folks, the Cortachy War Memorial. Wow, yeah, look at it here. Let's take a look at the names from the Great War. It's amazing, so many folk from these areas sadly lost their lives. You often see it as well, World War I, so many more lives were lost. All these local names. These lands are obviously the lands of agriculture nowadays folks, and you can see it with this tractor making its way past. Also in the background I could hear shooting, and that's because of the gamekeeping and control of the game animals that goes on up here. There's quite often shooting on the lands. Down here we can see the World War II memorial here, and this boy's been in the RAF. Wow, this boy's been a radio officer in the Merchant Navy. Here's the poppies as well folks, to remember it. And the red colour of the poppy is also to signify the blood on the battlefield folks, the blood that was spilt in the wars. So there we are folks, we're standing at this peaceful corner, and it was amazing to document the Cortachy War Memorial once again. You can just hear how peaceful it is here. Not even a sound. Anyway, let's head on folks to the next location on this adventure. The next memorial in the land. We're just making our way. We parked on the little side road down here, so we're just kind of going as the crow flies through the forest. So it's interesting, folks, to see how many names are on these memorials from World War One, the Great War. But a lot of the history we visit on the channel at our locations are from World War Two, and that's because the technology advanced and changed to such a degree that land invasion was far more possible in World War Two. Also, some of the places we explore are like radar sites and stuff that just didn't exist at the time of the Great War. And yeah, I just thought I would add that in. It's kind of crazy how many soldiers' names is there from like World War One. It was just a horrific scene of people getting obliterated. Alright folks, check out, we've come to the next location here, and we're actually in the little village of Lintrathen, and we've come to check out the war memorial here. It's kind of hidden at the roadside in this little area. So look at the incredible construction. Let's check out the names here, and let's remember the soldiers, men and women from this parish who lost their lives in the Great War. Once again, you can see the number of people from this area. It was incredible numbers of people from local areas that sadly lost their lives at that time. And then down here you can see World War Two. And it's interesting because relations of these families may be all over the world nowadays, and they're maybe unable to even come to places like this to see these locations, and videos like this is cool to share. And it is interesting to see the different constructions of these over the land. Yeah, wow. And then like you can see this one, it's right next to the Lintrathen Loch, which is a massive loch. I have actually documented it recently. We recorded an abandoned farm at the far side of that loch on the channel. So it is interesting to see the local history and then add this to it as well. Yeah, it's a peaceful little village here, Lintrathen, folks. So in a storm a couple of years ago, this actually got trees and branches down on it, so it's cool to see that it's been maintained and returned to its former glory. Yeah, look at this. This is the local notice board here, folks, in the town. Look how faded these signs are. At one time, look, it's had some cool, interesting advice or like things to do, like walking paths, bird watching. Like the Scottish weather, folks, it doesn't take long. It completely kind of wears away at the signs. Look, it's saying the original loch level, look. Top water level after 1875. Oh, there's an old school within the waters of the loch. Oh, aye, Balnakeely Farm. And that could be the farm we actually documented a few months ago, or a few weeks ago probably, on the channel. That is interesting history. And then after a few, was it 1900s, they made it into a higher loch when they built this higher wall. And then this level rose. Another interesting thing, folks, like red squirrels. You have to watch when you're driving on these country roads because there's red squirrels around and they're endangered. The grey squirrels come into their territory and eat all the food and kill them. I think they fight and stuff like that. So yeah, the humans here around in these areas do the most they can for the squirrel community. And yeah, you do have to watch for them crossing the roads and things like that. Look at this, the Killery Hall, folks. Bruce Davies, shout out, he's the special guest. Look, if you're in the area, folks, go and support the local communities. It's interesting to see a local notice board in an area like this. Look at the moss, that's interesting. That gives it the character here of the Glen community. And then we've been able to document this war memorial. Anyway, folks, on with this adventure. Check it out, folks, we're now in the Farnell area of Scotland. I'm going to wait to walk along this little main road. It's one of these quiet side roads, and it's near Kinnaird Estate, I believe is the big local estate around here. And it's kind of in the wild landscape of Angus. And quite often I come along this road on my way to other adventures. I used to come down here more years ago, or a couple of years ago, when Bridge of Dun was still open. Bridge of Dun was a crucial road basically over the lands, but it got kind of wiped out in a storm and it still hasn't been repaired almost. Well, we're into the second year now after it happening, so Yeah, these side roads are probably less used for that reason. Up on the hill we've got like little Farnell Kirk. It's a wee church. And the buildings around here have just got such a nice character. And then the little war memorial stands in the land here at the roadside. It's sometimes cool to see the nature and stuff along the way on these adventures as we visit other places. And look at this here. This is the war memorial. Yeah, it's amazing, folks. Let's take a look at the names from this parish. Yeah, it's amazing to see the different architecture of the stones as well in the different places. And it is cool to see this is maintained. It's got these cool little shrubs at the entranceway. And it just stands at the land here where the junction is. The little Farnell crossroads. It's incredible. Obviously the Great War, First World War, this one. And once again, it's quite a lot of names from such a small parish. So over the years on our adventures, we do try and stop at these little like monuments as we travel through our adventures when we see them, because it is cool to document them and remember what was done at a certain time for the country, the people that lost their lives for Britain. But yeah, on today's video we've seen a few. Over the years we see quite a lot, and we'll continue in the future to keep stopping at these as we see them and remembering that piece of history. Yeah, there's a cool old bridge here at the roadside made of sandstone. It's probably seen a few storms. The little stream there's flowing down through the land. But yeah, there we go, folks. The Farnell World War I memorial to the Great War. Just check out the land here it stands within. Sometimes because the history of the Great War and stuff like that is so long ago, it's almost forgotten in the modern generations. So much was done. So many people from local communities and stuff often didn't even have a choice. They had to go to the front line of battle for the country. And in the end we were victorious, but at high costs. Financially, but also as well, like the people that didn't come home. And videos like this and other videos in the future, as we keep exploring World War II history and documenting what was done, it just remembers all that. So yeah, folks, we're just about back to the car, but I'm going to end this video here, folks. It's been a special little one, going to various locations and looking at these. And today we've been kind of dodging storms, and we're still waiting basically for exploring season to kick in. When the grass and stuff dies back properly, we can go on some proper mad missions in the future months. Anyway, folks, I'm ending it here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander 87, and we'll catch you very soon with the next one, wherever we end up going.